cat gives birth. Doctors then recognize that they are not kittens. Strange tales, trivia, and secrets from around the globe. This is the place to be if you are in awe of the abilities of some of our fellow humans and animals. You should definitely tell your friends about this channel. Welcome to USA Stories channel. Do not forget to subscribe and activate the bell button to receive all new updates. Now let's go to the story. Her sobs were heard by them. They looked all over the zoo for Musha, the 1-year-old who was their favorite inhabitant. That day she had been acting abnormally, waddling around with her large belly dot. The employees were nervous. Maybe something else would discover her if they couldn't find her in time. She had some unexpected company when they finally reached her. Now what could they do? Musha did not always live at the Russian Sad Garage Zoo. There were lions, tigers, bears, leopards, lizards, camels, reindeer, turtles, and monkeys at the local attraction, but never cats. But one chilly winter's morning, zookeeper Alice was heading out to work when she saw a little mound of earth stirring. Upon closer inspection, she saw it was something else entirely. Musha fit into Alice's hand when she found her. Icicles were adhered to the tiny kitten's nose, and she was completely frozen. Alice had doubts about her ability to survive the night. After shoving the bundle of hair inside her jacket, she started working. The veterans came together and gave the small child their all. After that, their only option was to wait, but Musha was going to astonish them all. Wonder. Lucia survived the first night, then the second, then the third, much to everyone's surprise. The keepers would come to the staff room and show her affection in between shifts. Even though she remained underweight and feeble, she was still able to get up and go for daily runs. She integrated into the family right away. That's when they understood she was really in serious danger. Musha yearned to explore as she became stronger. Her only glimpse into the outer world was in their staff room. Since there were wild animals on the other side of the glass, they wanted to keep her secure. However, Musha managed to sneak out one day when Alice opened the door. They managed to keep her inside for nearly a year, only once leaving for a short walk on a leash. How could she survive on her own? They had no idea she would return in this particular form. Alice looked about the grounds for Musha for 2 days. Every time she passed the crocodile's enclosure, her gut constricted. What if she accidentally entered the incorrect pen? What if her speed was insufficient? Although Alice's co-workers cautioned her not to expect to meet Musha again, she disregarded their advice. She had faith, and sometimes a tiny bit of faith is all you need. In due course, Musha wandered back to her zoofront house. Alice was the one who noticed her prodding the glass door. She broke down in tears. She had originally planned to locate Musha a place to live, but she was never able to say goodbye. She was still growing in more ways than one, including her love for Musha. A few weeks later, Alice saw her cherished cat had changed. Musha was irritable and lethargic. Her demeanor was always lighthearted. She would frequently hide behind the tablecloth and give anybody who passed her a slap. Musha was no longer interested in exploring, even though Alice started to leave the door open for her to wander around the grounds. Rather, she would simply lie on the outer ground. However, they never anticipated learning this. After feeding time, Alice went back to the staff room for a nice cup of tea, but when she arrived, Musha wasn't there. This time she remained calm. I knew Musha was intelligent. Alice was confident she could make it back because she had successfully returned once before. But as the second day passed, rain began to fall heavier than Alice had seen in months. The animals had left. There was an approaching entity. Then she heard thunder. Alice and the other caretakers seized their flashlights and thoroughly examined every corner of the zoo. Here was where food and little rodents were, and she was positive Musha would never have left the premises. There were only automobiles and parking spots outside. Then they heard a cry by the lion enclosure. Alice found their wooded area with trees and plants by following the noise. Musha was deep in a thicket, but she wasn't by herself. Something was crawling on her chest. Alice slithered into the shrub. There were 4 newborn kittens there, including baby hedgehogs, when Musha refused to go with her. Alice was at a loss for what to do. Why were they with Musha, and where had they come from? Alice piled each one of them into a blanket-filled box and carried them all to the veterinary clinic. Alice had more queries than she could address. The veterinarian smiled when Alice told him about Lucia, but his smile turned to a frown when he opened the box. On his brow, deep lines were etched. He said, "I've never seen anything like this," then looked at Musha and her children. Before heading off to speak with Alice, he divided the species into 2 boxes. They discovered what was happening when they got back. One by one, Musha carried her kittens and brought them to the hedgehogs. As ever proud, she sat among them and purred as they huddled up against her for warmth. Did the hedgehogs not cause her any harm? Did they not cause harm to the young kitties? However, as Alice observed them both, something became clear. All 8 hedgehogs had been adopted by Musha, and while many animals might be put off by their prickly appearance, Lucia was not like most animals. After being in awe, Alice became concerned for her kitten's safety. She took the hedgehogs away and attempted to breastfeed them from a bottle. She was forced to give them back to their new mother after they refused for hours. Alice had no idea that this was not the first case of adopting a different species. After adopting a baby squirrel monkey named Theodore, Rosinka, a different cat from Russia, gained notoriety. The mother left the little animal behind and a zookeeper took it home. Thankfully, Rosinka started tending to him right away. Were cats alone in Russia when it came to lending a helping hand to other creatures in need? Cats are frequently misinterpreted. When it comes to dogs, they're the less common home pet, and many dog lovers attribute this to the feline's cunning nature. On the other hand, cat lovers everywhere have united to promote the advantages of having a cuddly friend. Having a cat is supposed to improve sleep quality and reduce the chance of heart disease. Their calm personalities reduce tension and anxiety. Their constant purring is a vibration that promotes relaxation, and having one as a pet has been shown to lessen childhood allergies. Above all, owners have talked about how much better company a cat can offer when they're watching TV on the couch. But with a large family like that, how could Musha manage? Alice made the decision to maintain Lucia's family unit despite all of her better judgment. All of her children were taken care of and nursed by the young mother. They later found out the origin of the hedgehogs. It turned out that earlier that week, their mother had been in a fatal lawnmower accident on the zoo's property. The tiny tots had been hungry before Musha stumbled across them. Alice was stunned. Had she saved them prior to giving birth to her kittens? Despite the skepticism of many, Musha persisted in treating the hedgehogs as if they were her own. To keep a close check on them, Alice built up their own house right outside their staff room. She was shocked to see that Musha had not yet sobbed from the young hedgehog's pricks. They seemed to sense her maternal presence, and the cuteness of it all went viral on the internet. People were shocked to see the young mother's images that Alice posted online. Dog lovers have been moved by Musha's compassionate demeanor, while cat lovers are praising her much. It appears that Musha is returning the favor that Alice once bestowed upon her. But how would the kittens feel about sharing their mother? Please remember to subscribe to our channel, give us a thumbs up, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of our videos. If you enjoyed the tale, the next video that plays on your screen will probably move you too.